see here. All right, that's already in. Let's go ahead and bring this over as well. Beautiful, beautiful. That's, yep, that's not it. All right, let's share our screen again. I always forget to turn my my camera on. Give me a second. Give me a moment. All right. All right, so let's go from the beginning here. Now, yesterday we went over the startup strategy. All right, I want to welcome everybody to the room. Yesterday we went over a startup strategy, custom. And I made sure that while everybody else that is coming to this brand new, they have to deal with the 90-90-90 rule. They're going to lose 90% of their money in the first 90 days. 90% of new traders will lose 90% of their money in the first 90 days. I showed you yesterday that you don't have to do that. You are going to be the elite that will not lose your money when you're learning to trade. Everybody else is telling you it's tuition. No, it's not. That's a cop out. That's an excuse. So hopefully you guys, you know, understood that concept. Hopefully you can implement that. And like I said, it's ongoing. That system is for two different things. Number one, to begin, to start. But as I said, if you keep it in place or some version of it in place, it'll also be a way of infusing your current capital. So it really doesn't stop. If you leave that in place, if you don't increase your lifestyle and you keep it where it is, and you start making money in the markets, then you're going to be able to keep that infusion coming in, keep giving you more money to trade. And that's going to allow you to open up that contract ladder to make more money. Trade more trades, use more capital to trade and to make more money. So now that we have that capital in place, now we're going to show you how you can take it and stop shooting for the moon. Stop going for the home run. Stop going for the touchdown. We're going to show you how to make steady profits in the markets. Number one, by protecting your money, but then also low risk trades, and then maximizing the potential of money you can make. Nobody else teaches this. So what we need to make this happen, like I said, the way I teach is I show you all the pieces, I show you how all the pieces move, and then we can start implementing the pieces so that everything works. So these are all the pieces that you need for the steady profit system. You need a really good trading psychology. I'm gonna give you that. You're gonna have a trading routine. I'm gonna give you that. All of this is in the course. I'm gonna give you market secrets that nobody else uses. I'm gonna give you leading analysis so you can accurately predict what's gonna happen in the future. I'm going to give you the safest place to trade, which is early entry. I'm going to give you break-even strategies where you won't lose your money. We're going to protect that money by trading low-risk markets. I'm going to show you how to build a trading plan for the trade, for the individual trade, for the trading day, the trading week, the trading month, the trading quarter, and all the way up to the trading year and beyond. So you have your trading plan, your investment plan, and your wealth plan. We're going to show you all of that. And then we're going to build a profit system where while everybody else is shooting for the moon, making money, losing money, making money, losing money, you're going to slowly trade Incrementally trade to where you're minimizing your losses, breaking even the majority of the time, waiting for that one good trade. Let me show you what it looks like. This is what I did. Remember I said I doubled my money in December? Let me show you what it looks like. Here's what I did. I showed you the charts. I showed you the charts, I think, last week when I showed you my kill box. But here's what I was doing with that. I was putting in a trade, got my break-even strategy in, right? I already know my all of my exits. And then if the trade didn't do what I wanted, I'm exiting at break-even. Now, sometimes because the markets move so fast, sometimes I missed it. Sometimes it came back on me, right? Because I have told you that you need to hit that sell button before it hits your area. So, but sometimes you don't get in there quick enough. The markets are moving too fast. It falls back on you. It happens. So there are sometimes, and that happened to me yesterday as well, that I put in a trade. I was in the green, and I saw it kind of come back a little bit. I hit the sell button, and by the time the market moved, I was at zero. And you will probably think, well, Aaron, you broke even at zero, but I still got to pay the broker fee. So it wasn't a break even. But I'm not worried about it. I was happy. I was happy that I got out, even though I lost $130. No problem. I'm fine with that because I have been in trades where I am $1,000 down. Before I came up with the break-even strategy, I was in trades where I were $1,000 down. Wasn't using a stop loss. So I know how that feels, that anxiety, that helplessness, begging the markets to go back up. I'm good with the $100 loss because what I'm looking at, if I have enough money to cover what I'm trying to trade, I'm looking for that one good trade, especially in the Dow Jones. I'm looking for that one good trade that's going to go up go up 100 points. Because if I'm trading 10 contracts and every point is $10, if it goes up 100 points, I just made $1,000. So that's what I do. I put in a break-even trade. I break even. I might even lose $100. No problem. Because all I'm doing is trying to weather all of my trades, and I'm looking for the Dow Jones to be generous and give me my 100-point run. That's all I want. Give me a 100-point run. Make my $1,000. I'm done. That's what it looks like. That's how I doubled my money last month. You're putting in the break-even trades. You're allowing yourself to break even, even losing. Which I promise you, if you're following my system, your losses will be minimum. You're putting in the stop loss. You're putting in the break even. You're ready to exit at any moment. You've done all the levels. You've done everything. So you're losing $50. You're losing $100. You're losing $150. Whatever it is, it's way better than losing the big money. And now all you're doing is keep trading, exiting, take a loss, take a break even, and then that one time, I promise you, one time, if the markets are organic, if the markets are doing everything it's supposed to do, if the markets are allowed to be generous, because if it's being manipulated, it's not going to be generous. But if you can find that one trade or that one rally, that one time period where the markets are not being manipulated, the markets will be generous and give you 100 points on the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones can exhale 100 points. And that's why I don't stress it. Because all I got to do is keep putting in my trade, go in and take my break even, go in and take my loss. Eventually, the Dow Jones is going to be generous and give me my 100-point run. I just made $1,000 or 800 or 700, whatever it is. Now, here's another problem that I have, which you may have. I don't always get filled. Especially my broker now, it loves breaking up my trade, which I don't know if I explained this to you guys, but that is a little secret, a little cheat for the brokers. Because if you're putting something in for 1,400 and they're putting you in for 1,405, they just made more money. You may not see the calculation, but I promise you, that is the reason why your broker will break up your trade. You put something in at 1400 and you'll see them break up your trade at 1405, 1406, 1407. Why do you think they do that? The system is built that way. But outside of that, who cares? Who cares if they're cheating you out of $1 or $2, whatever? It doesn't affect you because you know in the long run, you're waiting for that $100 run. And the comparable distance from Nasdaq and the S&P 500. I think it's about 15 points on the S&P 500. That's your profit system. Keep putting in the break-even trades. Get out of there, get out of there, get out of there, and then that one trade, give me my 30 points, give me my 50 points, give me my 80 points, give me my 100 points. It's that simple. You stack it, come back 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or come back tomorrow. Do it again. But these are all the things that you learn in the course that's going to allow you to have this profit system, the steady profit system. So here's what we're looking at. This is basically what I just explained. You're going to make about $45,000 a year. You're going to make it in small increments, right? About $300 to $400 a day. And all you're doing is looking for the break even, the break even, the break even. And then at some point, the markets are going to be generous and give you the $400 you need for the day. And then when you do that enough times, you're going to increase your contracts. And now you're looking at $600 a day. Break even, break even, break even. Now the markets are generous and gives you $600. Whether you're doing it on one trade or maybe there's 2 or 3 trades you're doing that day. And then when you get really good at that, you're going to keep doing that little bit by little bit, climbing up, increasing your contracts, climbing up the contract ladder. And now you're at $2,000 a day. It's possible. I give you everything you need to make it possible. This is the contract ladder we showed you yesterday. You have complete control. You control how much money you want to make, how much money you want to lose, and how much money you want to risk. You are in complete control. So here's the breakdown, because I know everybody has a different system and everybody want to say, well, you're not including this and you're not including that and you're not including this. Let me show you why. I include everything. So there are 250 trading days, right? 252 or roughly every year. There's 252 trading days. Well, in this system, you're only going to trade 125. You're only going to trade 125 days. Why is that? Because I give you everything. Let me explain. Because if you're only trading 125 days, that's what's on your profit schedule. You're only trading half the days of the year. The reason why is that if you fall behind on your profit schedule, you can pull more days from your reserves. You have 125 days sitting in reserve. That if you need to step up and trade a couple of more days a week, because you're only going to trade about 2 or 3 days. At 125 days, you should be trading. Because think about it, there's 365 days. That's including weekends. There's 52 weeks. Let's go with that. If there's 52 weeks, and you're trading half of that, that's 26 weeks. So if you're making what about 600 to 900, right? You should be making at least about $1,000. Well, no, about 1,500 per week. If you make 1,500 per week times the 26 weeks, that's what's going to give you the $45,000. And if you fall behind on your profit schedule, pull another day out of your reserve. Add another day to your calendar. Add another trade to that day. So let me show you how you're going to get your 250 trading opportunities back, because you're going to trade one time in the morning and one time in the afternoon, right? Out of that 125 days, you're going to trade one time in the morning, give yourself a break, and you're going to come back in the afternoon and trade again. So now you have your 250 trading opportunities, and you still have 125 days sitting in reserve that you can pull from if you fall behind on your schedule. And that's the reason why if you split that 45,000, well, not split it, but if you are looking for $300 a day at 125 days, that means you can make 37.5 in the morning session, and you can make another 37.5 in the afternoon session. Now that's about $75,000 that if you trade both morning and afternoon, and you're only looking to make $300, that's $600 a day, right? $600 a day. $300 in the morning, $300 in the afternoon. That's $75,000. Well, Aaron, you're not including losses. That is the reason why I tell you your success rate is going to be about 60%. You're not looking to make money on all 75,000. You're going to lose some of them. You're going to lose about 40%. So 60% of that $75,000 is $45,000. Now, what happens when you increase the trades? What happens when you increase the days? What happens when you increase your success rate? Now you see the potential of making more than the 45,000. So this is the profit schedule for this week. Yesterday, I went to my calendar. I went to the economic calendar. I researched all of the Magnificent Seven, and I added it to the calendar. So this is actually a screenshot of this week's profit schedule. Now, this profit schedule doesn't include the quarterly earnings. We're going to get to that 3 months later. And that's also going to help you make up for anything that you fall behind on. You're going to trade the economic events and the corporate events throughout each week. And then at the end of the 3 months, you're going to have a chance to make up for anything you lost by trading the quarterly earnings. Another little thing in place to help you stay on pace. There is no reason why you can't make $1,500 a week, $45,000 for the year. So here's the breakdown. If you're looking to make $45,000 for the year, and I'm going to show you this in a spreadsheet. If you're looking to make $45,000, then that means you're making $11,250 per quarter. You're making $3,750 per month. You're making $938 per week. That's about $1,000. You're making $313 per day, and you're making about $157 per trade. Do you think you can make $157 per trade? If you're using my break-even strategy, I promise you can. Stack it slowly. That's why it's called steady profits. You don't need the $1,000 trade. You don't need the $5,000 trade. You don't need the $10,000 trade. Can you make $157 per trade? Stop believing everybody to the moon, because the same way that you're trying to make a lot of money, you're putting yourself in a position to lose a lot of money. Can you make $157 per trade? Are you disciplined enough to get in there, look for your break even, get out? What would you do with an extra $45,000 a year? You're only trading half the time at 125 days. You're only trading at a 60% accuracy rate. This 45,000 is a no-brainer, especially when I'm giving you everything you need, including a mentor where you can ask questions. And eventually, as you get better, you're going to increase everything. You're going to increase your knowledge. You're going to increase your experience. You're going to increase your contracts. You're going to increase your contract ladder. You're going to increase your days. You're going to increase your trades. Now you can get up to $60,000 a year, $12,000 a quarter, $5,000 a month, $1,250 a week, $400 a day, and $200 per trade. Do you think you can make $200 per trade? It really is this simple. Where do we get the 60,000 from? Because all we're doing is increasing your success rate. We're not increasing your days. We're not increasing your contracts. We're not increasing your capital. None of it. The only thing we're doing is increasing your knowledge, experience, and success rate. And imagine if we increase everything else. What can you do with an extra $60,000 a year? If you allow yourself to just gain the money, $200 per trade, $200 per trade, $200 per trade. And I'm going to tell you what it looks like, because you're going to lose some of them. So it's not 200, 200, 200, 200. It's going to be zero break even, $100 loss, zero break even, zero break even, zero break even, $100, $100, $100, $500, 100, 100, 100, break even, loss, $500. That's what it's going to look like. And through all of those trades, it's going to average to be about $200 a trade. That's what it's going to look like. You're not going to make $200 every trade. You're going to lose some. But the better you get, you're going to see your break evens increase and your losses decrease. I'm not blowing smoke. I'm showing you the numbers. And it's a lot better than going into crypto, going into options, going into Forex. You have no idea what you're doing. You're following everybody else. You don't understand the terminology. You're inside of the Reddit, Telegram, Discord, listening to everybody else. You're going to the government website, seeing what Nancy Pelosi is trading, and you think you're actually trading. You're not. You're gambling. Because you're going to make the money, then give it back. I'm showing you steady profits, low risk markets, minimum trades. Let's go back and prove it to you. Because the contract ladder, you're trading 50-cent contracts. Look at that bottom number. We went over this yesterday. You're trading 50-cent contracts. I'm making sure that I'm putting you in the lowest risk market with the lowest risk investment. And with that 50-cent contract, that's the other part. With that 50-cent contract, you're making $300 per trade. What happens when you increase the contracts? Do you see the potential of that 45,000, that 60,000? Do you see the potential of that doubling and tripling? But I don't need you to worry about the double and triple. I need you to focus on making the 45 first. Then work on increasing to 80% success and making 60,000. Because here's what's going to happen. If you only focus on that piece, you're going to organically increase. You don't have to worry about increasing. It's going to happen organically. So let me show this to you on the pro forma. There's a spreadsheet that I have that will help you calculate the give me a second, let me pull it up. So let's go up to the very top. Hopefully everybody should be able to see this. You cannot find this anywhere else. I looked. I thoroughly looked on the internet to see if there was any other course, if there was any other platform, any other mentor that was offering a 5-year spreadsheet projection. It doesn't exist. Now, I learned this from my mentor. That's the only reason why I know about it. Because after my mentor taught me everything, he set me down. And he made me write out my own pro forma. I did not have a spreadsheet. He made me pull out a piece of paper and a pen with a calculator and write out my schedule. How much money you want to make, Aaron? And I chose a small number. And he says, no. He says, I have given you everything you need. You're thinking too small. He says, pick another number. And then I picked another number. He was like, no, 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 no. You're thinking too small. Pick another number. And he finally got me up because I was not trying to make a lot of money. He says, when I got to 100,000, he said, okay. He said, I was thinking more of a million because he makes a million, right? But he let me go at $100,000. He said, okay, you want to make $100,000 for the year? He says, let me show you how to do it. So he pulled out a piece of paper, pen, calculator, and he showed me how to create my own pro forma. And he says, the reason why I'm doing this is to motivate you. I'm going to give you a schedule. We're going to pick a number, how much money you want to make in a year. And now we're going to set up your trades so that you can make that money. So my mentor showed me this. And I was like, well, if I'm going to do the same thing for my students, let me create a spreadsheet. I'm going to create a spreadsheet that auto calculates your profits. And if you look at the bottom of this, it's 5 years. Give me a second. Let me show you the tabs at the bottom. Did I choose the wrong one? I'm looking at this on YouTube and I think I chose the wrong one. Give me a second. Let me go back and no, I chose the right one. So what are we doing? Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. I know what I did. Let me click on. Give me a second, guys. I know what it's doing. Let me click back on this. I clicked on another tab and it took over. I wasn't trying to do that. Give me a second. Let me do this. Let me minimize this so it won't do that. Well, I need that to see. Give me a second, guys. I'm still learning how this YouTube thing this YouTube thing works. Bear with me. Crap, man. Why are you doing that? All right, so I know what to do. Give me a second. It's not showing right on YouTube. Give me a second. Let me bring it over here. All right, guys. I've allowed you guys to watch the presentation on TikTok. So I'm going to get off of TikTok now. If you want to watch the full presentation, I keep saying it. I got the information on the screen. We're no longer on TikTok. I've allowed you guys to listen, at least listen in. If you want to do the new class, it's on YouTube. Click the link in my bio, go down to the bottom of the page. You'll find the YouTube. You can actually watch the presentation on YouTube. Click the link in my bio, go down to the bottom of the page. You'll find a YouTube link. All right, everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Bear with me, guys. This thing is not showing up right. So many windows. All right, there we go. So now let's make sure. I can't even check. I can't even check to make sure. Yeah, I can. I'm gonna peek my head in real quick. But it shouldn't be doing. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me go back and check it. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to learn how this thing works. Oh, that's why. Okay, I got that. But why are you? Zoom is not giving me the window right. It's putting all of my browsers together. It's not supposed to do that. I pull one tab off to create a new browser, but it's putting all the browsers together. So it's not displaying correctly on YouTube. So let's minimize that. I'm not going to look at YouTube, which means I can't see the chat. So hopefully you guys can see this. Zoom is acting funky. All right, let me zoom out. There we go. Now you guys can see at the bottom I'm hoping you can see at the bottom, you can see the tabs. So you have year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. The whole purpose is if you are getting better, if you are increasing your success rate, if you're increasing in your knowledge, your education, your performance, your progression, if you're increasing, you're not going to stay in one place. So let's go and show it to you again. All right. You're starting off with $1,500 a week. All right. And then you're slowly, every 3 months, you're increasing your goal. Now you have 1725. Let me go ahead and blow it up a little bit so you guys can see. Right? You went from 1500, now from 1725 to 1983 to 2281. But imagine if you're doing everything that I just showed you, that you're actually getting up to 2000, you're getting up to 2500, you're getting up to 3000. Then when you increase every quarter, these numbers are going to increase as well. And what I mean by that is that you're going to change the $3,000. I'm sorry, you're going to change the $1,500 to 2,500. Now you'll notice that your increases change. And this pro forma does everything. It allows you to allocate. Like if you made the $1,500 for the week, you can allocate 5% to your money market, 5%, 10% to your savings, 25%. Let's change some of these numbers. There we go. So you got 10% that you're putting in money market, 10% you're putting in savings, 25% you're paying to IRS, 25% capital. I'll explain that in a minute. And then you have 30% of that money that you're keeping for yourself. This capital, this 25% capital, is going back into your broker account. This $3,000, that's your broker account. So that 25% is dumping back into your broker account, allowing you to access your contract ladder. And you're slowly building everything. You are slowly building everything. This is the steady profit system. I've given you everything you need. The first thing I showed you is I gave you all of the information. I gave you all the education. I gave you all of the tools. I gave you all the resources. Everything in the course you're going to learn. So you have everything you need to learn the steady profit system. And as you stay in this, because this is the beginning, guys, this is a reset. This is a reset. So everything that we're going to learn over the next 3 months, everything we're going to learn over the next 3 months is what you need to make this kind of money. Are you dedicated to learning it? You now know how to find that startup money. And if you keep that in place, you have this infusion of more money that you can add to your capital. And then now I'm showing you all these different ways that you can make money, break even, minimize your losses, maximize your income, unlocking the contract ladder, and now you're making thousands. What would you do with an extra 45,000? What would you do with an extra 60,000? And if you're tripling that, what kind of money can you make with $200,000 per year? Just steady. Nothing crazy. You're not in any high professional markets. You're not gambling. You're not doing anything crazy with your money, anything crazy with your trading. You have set up a nice little ecosystem, a nice little supply chain where every single week is handing you $500 to $600, $1,000, $1,500, $3,000. And this is why I say, here's the final thing. I've said it so many times. How do you know you're a professional? A professional can pick the number they want to make, go to the markets and make it. It's that simple. Now, when you get into the one-on-ones, I'm going to show you how to take all of this money and really maximize it. I call it house money. I'm going to show you how to take house money and really make money. This is just giving you the capital to invest. You're going to create a portfolio of different things. But you got to raise the money, that steady money coming in. Isn't that what a business does? They want to have steady cash flow coming in. I'm showing you steady cash flow. You're not wondering if that check's coming at the end of the week, because all you got to do is trade these economic events, trade these corporate events, trade these quarterly earnings, and you know just with those three things, you got steady check coming in at the end of every week. And then out of that money, then I'm going to show you how to really maximize to make more money. But you need that steady money coming in first. I hope this makes sense. I'm teaching you guys kind of how to trade on the fly. Some of my students in the one-on-ones, that's all extra, guys. Everything that you guys are learning in the one-on-ones is pulling from this capital. Everything you're learning in the one-on-one is the extra money. You still need to make sure you have this steady money coming in to allow you to trade in the regular markets. That's what's going to allow you to continue to trade in the regular markets. Because you know, no matter what, you got a steady flow of money coming in every week. You got some kind of check coming in that's adding to your reserves, to your starter safe, to your capital cash. I give you everything you need. Hopefully you see it. I've accounted for everything. The real question is, are you ready to make money in 2025? Can you set up that steady money coming in first? Are you willing to dedicate learning these economic events? Bear proof. Like right now, we're going through this bear cycle. Bear proof. Who cares what the regular markets are? I'm going to trade this momentous event, quarterly earnings, economic releases, corporate releases, and quarterly earnings. And if I can make my steady money with those, I can now take a portion of that house money and make extra money. And then I still got my Cheetah profit, my Cheetah starter money coming in. I still got that infusion coming in just in case I need it. I have meticulously made sure that you have everything you need. All right, we're going to leave it there for the students on YouTube. I'm going to take any final questions from my students on Zoom. Do you guys have any questions? I'm going to take the silence for acceptance. All right, so tomorrow is when the actual education starts. We're going to start with the prime correlation. Now, if you guys remember, I did this whole 3-month presentation last year, right? We went through protection, power, precision, proficiency. So it was actually 4 weeks. We went through this 4-week presentation: protection, power, precision, proficiency. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through that same presentation, but what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to put in application. So we're going to go through the presentation on the live public. Then we're going to end it early, because remember I said sometimes I'll do it before, so I will do that. Like any questions, I'm going to go through that entire presentation, and then I'm going to get off of the live, and then I'm going to ask you guys any questions. Application. That's my point. I don't want to talk about it. I want to be about it. So I'm going to go through the presentation, and then we're going to come back into this room, and then we're going to, if you guys have any questions, or I can now apply. We can go out to the internet, go out to the charts, go out to the broker program, and I can show you how to apply it. So it's not just words. Everybody else is getting the words, but I want this room to be a little bit of application. So hopefully we'll be able to do that over the next 4 months. Protection, power, precision, proficiency. Any questions, guys?
So does that mean that like classes that will start early on those times where we have economic events, like if it's a 8:30 one or
Yeah, and I love that you brought that up. So if we are kind of doing the application on economic events, we go to the cheat sheet. Obviously we'll do that first before we go live, because I want to show everybody live the same thing. But we'll do you first, then we'll go live and show everybody else, and then we'll get off in enough time for you guys to go trade the 8:30. That's just one scenario. But I might be doing something about psychology. I might be doing something, but like I said, we'll give everybody else the presentation. We'll come back into this room, and then I might want to show you some articles on the psychology, or show you some case studies on how traders are doing this and doing that. So you guys are going to get the real application for the information that I give, either before or after. And I'm going to gauge the presentation based on that. But originally, I just went through 4 weeks. So this might actually end up being 6 weeks if I do the application as well. So we got plenty of content. Now, keep in mind, we also have the Money Mondays we're going to bring back in, and the secret sessions. So believe me, we have enough probably to last us at least 6 months just using that format of the protection, power, precision, proficiency. But if I'm taking a little bit extra time to show you guys application, then you guys are going to benefit the most. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Trying to see if there's any announcements. I'm currently working on the workbook. I've already added a couple things in there. I will be adding everything in. What I'm doing is I'm going back. I didn't keep track of all the stuff that I created. So I'm going back over my presentations and my notes, trying to get everything that I explained to you guys. But I've already started adding. I've already added the schedules. I've already added a few other things. Hopefully all of that stuff will be in the 2.0 workbooks. And then anybody that has bought it, you'll get a copy over the weekend or by Monday. And then obviously anybody that eventually pays it off, the workbooks will be ready. The course will be ready. I think that's it.
Aaron, I wanted to ask you about the kill box strategy or whatever. Is
Yeah.
that in the new courses or
No,
is
that's only going to
that
be in the one-on-one.
in the one-on-ones? Okay.
Only in the one-on-one, because the only thing that you're getting in the course is the confluence. That's the
Okay.
only thing I'm giving you in the King Cheetah, the crossbow, and the sniper AI. I'm not even offering in the Cub. So you're going to
Okay.
learn the confluence system in the course. Then when you come to the one-on-one, the first session, which is what I gave you guys, I taught you the clean strategy, how you use the confluence system. Or even if you don't need the confluence system, you can find the clean strategy and find your strong levels.
Mhm.
Well, when we do the kill box, you're going to combine the confluence and the kill and the clean strategy to find your kill box.
Mhm. Okay.
So you're only going to learn it in the one-on-ones. I'm going to clarify that you know the confluence in the one-on-ones first. Then the next, session, we'll learn the clean strategy. And then after you show me that you're proficient in learning the clean strategy, then if you have time left over, if you got to purchase another set, then we'll learn the kill box.
Okay.
So I believe that you and Jay, well, I'm going back over, I'm looking at everybody. I think Benna, you have one more, and I think Jay, you have two more.
Yeah.
If I'm mistaken, let me know. But after that, if you have not learned the kill strategy in those 1 or 2 sessions, then you have to go and buy another set.
Hmm. And are you doing it set of four again? Like, is that how it is, or is it single sessions? Because I don't know. I'm like, I don't know
Can you say it a
what
little
I.
louder?
Yeah, no, I was wondering if it was single sessions or if it was like you buy another set of four. Because
It's up to you. If you want to buy single sessions, it's going to be $100 per session. The reason why you get the set is that you get double the hours.
oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
That's the only advantage is you get double the sessions. And as I said, and even as I showed you in the first set, that it's not even about the time. I'm leaning on the time,
Hmm. True.
but I'm giving you the option to do it per per session at $100. But if you prepay the whole package, you're gonna get double the hours. So if you want to do it per session at $100, and maybe you might be able to learn it in 2 sessions, 3 sessions, 4 sessions. But by the fourth session, you could have got 8 hours.
Hmm.
And then now later on in the future, if you need to recap or read or kind of go over some new information, maybe I say something new in the live, and you want to have those hours in reserve because you don't lose them. So it's strictly up to you.
Okay. And those are trading sessions. Like basically, you have to have a pretty bullish day, I
Well,
would
yeah,
think.
if you're gonna learn the kill box, we need that live action.
Mhm. Okay. Cool.
Now, keep in mind, and I've seen some of you have done this. You just kind of want to talk to me for about 30 minutes, no problem. So if you're doing something like that, where you just kind of need clarification, you want to talk, you want to kind of get some things and learn some things, and whatever it is, broker or something outside of the markets, then no, we can do it outside the markets, evenings, weekends. That's up to you. But if it is trading, learning the kill box, we need that price action, and we need the price action to be bullish. And I think Quintus is Quintus in the room. Quintus was
Yes.
asking about you were asking about the one-on-ones 2 months ago, and I said, man, we need bullish, and you see right now we still don't have it.
Yeah.
So I
Hmm.
haven't forgot about you, Quintus. I'm just waiting for the bull market to start,
No,
and
understood.
that goes for the rest of you as well. I want to help you, but we need that market going up. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time, a waste of a day.
True. True. Aaron, did you see anything with NVIDIA? Did you watch the keynote thing?
I did not. I did see that somebody posted a video on YouTube. So I'm probably gonna watch it sometime today.
Yeah. I watched
Yeah.
it last. It's very, very good. They have a
Was there
lot
any
of.
new was there any new releases?
Yes, yes. They're working with Toyota for
Ah,
an autonomous vehicle. They're going to work on
yeah.
that. And then they have
Yeah,
like some chips and stuff that they're doing. It was packed with a lot of new things. They talked about consumer stuff at first, but then it
yeah.
went into what they're doing with like commercially. So I'm gonna watch their stock today. It'd be interesting because they were pretty high yesterday. Like it had increased a lot, but we'll see.
Well, that's the final thing that I want to kind of get into that we haven't really touched on that we will is what's going to drive the markets in 2025 are all of the conflicts. And that's why I said when I do that report next time, I'm going to have a whole section of the competition. You have, and I'm going to go over them very quickly. You have the competition between the fifth industrial revolution, all the Magnificent Seven, specifically Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia. Then you have the competition between the AI wars. You have Amazon and Amazon and Anthropic on one side, and you have OpenAI and Nvidia on the other. And then all of these corporations are going to have to pick a side. So you got the AI war. That's number two. You have the competition. Now it's going to get very, very deep, even with Tesla, because now that they're not a car company and they are getting into the robotics, they're getting into the AI. You're going to also start seeing the Magnificent Seven choose sides in the auto. And that's why you see NVIDIA partnering with Toyota, because that's their competition against Tesla, which sounds really weird because Tesla is their number one consumer.
Hmm.
Another competition, or I guess a conflict, is you're going to see the Fed have a conflict with Trump. You've already seen that since last year. And then the last one, which doesn't really, I guess it can apply to us because Elon Musk is a part of Tesla. But you're also going to see, and I've been showing you how this is developing because Trump has such a narcissistic personality. So he does not like the fact that Elon Musk is getting more attention, and Elon Musk is in a position to make Trump look like a puppet president. Trump is not going to let that happen. So, and Elon Musk is also battling with MAGA. So you're also going to see that conflict between Trump and Elon Musk develop. And that's going to affect a little bit of the Tesla. And the reason why I think that's a good thing is because that's going to get rid of all the crypto heads in Tesla. Because when that thing blows up, the same way that crypto is going to fall, all of those people are going to exit Tesla. And that's what I'm waiting on. I'm watching that conflict between Elon Musk and Trump. It doesn't exist now, but I'm showing you at the very beginning that that thing is going to meet a head where they're going to find a way where Trump's going to be, sorry, you're gone.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna happen.
Oh,
It's
it's
just a
coming.
matter.
Just a
It's
matter
a
of
time.
time.
Yeah.
Matter of time. You got these two big heads. You got the richest man in the world, and you got the person that thinks that he's the most powerful man in the world. You're going to find very quickly that that personality is going to clash, and Trump is going to do something, and it's going to affect the Doge. What was it? Department of Government, whatever it's called. That's going to bottom out.
Operational efficient.
Yeah, that's going to bottom out. And it's not only going to affect the crypto markets, it's going to affect Tesla. All of those, all of the MAGA who are crypto heads are going to exit.
Yeah.
And I'm good with that. Let's just get all those crypto heads out of there.
And
And then we can go back
remember
to focusing on Tesla. Go ahead.
with Doge, that is only supposed to last a certain period of time. Like so, like if they have a out falling out, they can always just say, "Well, it was time to. It was gonna end at like this department is not supposed to last forever." So they can
There you go.
easily part ways and be like, "Oh well, just we're done with our work here. Everything is
Well,
efficient. Bye bye." You know.
keep in mind, I love that narrative, and I think that that's probably what they're going to try to do. But
That's right.
keep in mind that he hasn't even been sworn in yet. And
Right.
I don't think that this whole relationship is going to last more than 3 months. So three
Oh
months
wow.
for a new government agency is not enough to say we accomplished everything.
You think it's only gonna last 3 months?
Oh,
Wow.
3 to 6 months. Trump, if they keep doubling down on the news that Trump is a puppet president,
Yeah.
and Elon Musk is now going around the world and affecting other elections. He already did one somewhere in Europe, and then he just made an announcement about
Yeah.
UK's prime minister calling for his resignation.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk is thinking that his big britches that he can affect elections now. So he didn't just stop with Trump. He's going around the world, which is going to big his head up, and he's going to bring that big head back to Trump, and they're going to clash. I don't see it lasting outside of 2025.
Wow.
And they would say it, oh, in 6 months we did everything. No, you didn't. Impossible. Because there are government agencies that have been around for decades.
Oh my God. It's gonna be interesting.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. It's a failure. And that's how they're gonna word it. That's how they're gonna narrate in the media. Ultimate failure.
Mm-mm.
Even if you replace Elon Musk with somebody else. Everybody went into the Doge government agency because of Elon Musk. So even if you try to replace him, it's still going to have the same effect. Everybody's going to leave the Tesla investment.
Hmm. Well, they can come over and invest in NVIDIA then, because they're doing a lot of great things. I
Yes,
actually
sir.
watched that thing again because it was just like so in depth. There was other things like, they're getting big into humanoid, the robotics, and then
Yes.
they talked about agentic AI and physical AI, which physical AI includes like the robotics, that part of it.
Yeah.
Um, it was really good. It was really good.
Well, I remember the last. Somebody else has something to say. All right, so I remember the robotics convention that was last year. I actually watched the whole video, and even though Tesla was given there and the video was given there, all of that, there were some Chinese companies that were literally getting into. Do you guys remember? Um, there was like a wax museum for celebrities that look exactly like the celebrity. Like sometimes you can't even tell them apart. And then they had these animatronics. Like if you go to Disney, they have these animatronics where it looks like the real person. Well, they're taking the animatronics of that outside, shell where it looks like the real person with all the robotics underneath it, the animatronics, but they're putting AI in the animatronics. So you literally are looking at a real person, even though, it's only from the waist up but that's what you're talking about. They're getting into the real life. Like it doesn't look like a robot. It looks like a real person. So yeah, they're getting into some deep, and then now if you go into the quantum mechanics, the quantum thinking, the quantum AI, and then putting that in the brain, they're trying to create some very intricate different types of robots. And NVIDIA is the foundation because of what they're offering with the chips and the data centers. And now Amazon's on the other side trying to do the same thing. And then I just put an article in the subscription that Google in December just released their quantum chip. So even Google has a quantum chip now. And then I'm keeping my eye on Cerberus. Their IPO is going to come out for sometime in the first quarter of 2025. So there's going to be several chips, several infrastructures going. And then, like I said, that's the competition. That's the AI war. And then we just count on that, those conflicts. We're counting on that driving the markets. Crazy amount of money in 2025, guys. Now, obviously, the presentation I showed you today was just the momentum trades, the economic reports, the quarterly earnings, and the corporate releases. Just on that, I show you the kind of money you can make. All of this stuff we're talking about here is extra money. And then I can also show you this when I talked about, because now that we're in the private, and some of you I've already talked about in the one-on-one. So I have something called house money. And if you guys have took an allocation workshop back in September, October, I did an allocation workshop where I showed you where you can make your money. Once you make your money, whether it's for the week, for the month, whatever, for the quarter, or whatever it is, once you make the money, you're going to take a certain percentage, 10%, 25%, 50%, and then now you're going to trade real money like we're doing now on the fly. And then you don't mind losing it. You don't want to because I'm putting all the protections in place. But even if you lose it, that 20%, you were playing with house money. You still got 80% sitting around. You got still more flow coming in. This is what protects you. That even when you start getting into other markets, you're taking a percentage allocation. And even if the markets turn around on you, you lose it. You are playing with house money. It's a beautiful thing. So you'll learn more about that in the one-on-ones. I did say I didn't have time to do. That's the reason why we had that in the video. I didn't have time to do a secret session for this week or this month. I just kind of want to get all this kind of in place. Starting next month, we'll probably start getting into the secret sessions again. What else? What else? What else? I think that might be it. I'm looking forward to the end of this month where we have those quarterly earnings. That's going to be more potential to make more money. So we'll get into that. And then that's the beautiful part once again about the private. We're not just going to do the eco events. Obviously the corporate events, the releases are going to be secret sessions. But even those quarterly those quarterly reports, we're doing that here the same way we're doing the eco. So let me clarify. Inside of here, I will walk you through the eco events each week. and I'll walk you through the quarterly earnings when they come every 3 months inside of the Zoom. The corporate releases will be secret sessions. That's the difference. But I'm giving you the trading opportunities. Nobody can say, well, Aaron, you're giving all the money away in the secret sessions. I can't afford that. Nope, you can't use that as an excuse because I'm showing you how to trade economic events and quarterly earnings in the Zoom. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. 9 o'clock's popping. We will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to get into the protection. I usually do the prime correlation, which is it's in there. But we're going to start with the protection first. Then next week, we'll do the power. The week after that, we'll do the proficiency. And the week after that, we'll do the, I know I missed one. Protection, power, proficiency. Hold on. Protection, power, protection. No, protection, power. Why am I missing one? Why is my brain skipping over one? Protection, power. Can you guys help me out?
Performance?
Say again?
Performance?
Performance. No, it's not performance. Let me go look it up. Now, guys, you have seen me have these brain farts. Let me explain why this happens. This is not because I was dropped on my head. None of that. None of that happened. I've never done a drug a day in my life, so it's not because of some marijuana or some cocaine. None of that. I'm going to tell you why I have these brain farts. Because I dump so much information in my brain. I have so much useless information. And I'm going to give you a movie that I always reference. Stephen King did a movie called what's the little Indian, what is the Native American Dreamcatcher? Stephen King came out with a book and a movie called Dreamcatcher. Inside the movie Dreamcatcher, they're in like a dream world. And inside the guy's dream world, inside his brain, he lived in like a house that was kind of a library. You know how you can go into a certain room and you have stairs that go up on the shelves? That's how his mind was organized.
Yeah, storehouse he called it or something like that.
Yeah, the storehouse. But notice that what did he do? He had so much information in his storehouse that he had to get rid of a book before he can add anything new.
Mm-hmm.
That's my brain. So if you ever wondered why I have these brain farts, because my brain is at capacity. I gotta delete something before I can add something new in. Protection, power, precision. Protection, power, precision, proficiency. So this week we'll do protection. Next week we'll do power. Third week we'll do precision. Fourth week we'll do proficiency. Now, we got to put in the application. So I don't mind extending it. I don't mind extending it past the 4 weeks, but that is the itinerary over the next 4 weeks. And hopefully you guys will have a lot of questions, especially now that we have this little private area where we can kind of discuss a little bit more in depth. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys get to the markets. We got about 30 minutes for that opening bell. I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow, where we'll start on that protection presentation today, tomorrow, and Friday. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. All right. Be safe in the markets. Reach out to me if you need me. I'll see you guys either in the WhatsApp student room, or I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 7:15 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Thanks so much.